Okay, welcome to our tutorial on the use of shape tweens in Flash. Now, the first step in Flash when you have it loaded is to choose ActionScript 3.0 from the top. Okay, just to give you a bit of a rundown on the layout of the screen if you haven't already seen it, we have the tools over here that we can click and use at any point in time. Properties menu just here. Library if you want to import anything into Flash. Okay, so just have a brief look at that. Very importantly, down the bottom here we have the timeline. Okay, every one of these rectangles here is a separate frame. Now we should be on frame 1 to start off with, and that's where we'll draw our first shape to utilize this shape tween. Now the shape tool is this one here. It's got a rectangle generally by default. You'll probably see a rectangle. If you click and hold on that tool, you'll see that there's oval tool, rectangle, all of these other little shapes here. I might just use a polystar tool to begin with. If I select that one, I can now draw the polystar on my screen, but I don't think I'll do that just yet. I might just choose what color I want. Blue's not bad, but I might go with the red. Alright, I might pop this up in the top left-hand corner, so I'll draw this polystar, maybe about that big. Now, what's really important, if I want to go and move this star around, if it's in the wrong position, before I do that, I can't just go and select it now because it'll draw another one. Before I do that, I have to select the cursor over the top right-hand corner here, selection tool. Then I can click on it, it is now selected, and I can move it wherever I want to. And I didn't want that stroke to move there. I'll have to select all of it, move it around. Alright, I might pop it right there. Okay, so that's all happening on frame 1. So later on in my animation, let's say by about frame 20, I want something very important to happen at that point. So every time you want something important to happen in your animation, you need to put in a keyframe. Now on the keyboard, F6 is the key for keyframe. So choose about frame 20, then press F6. Okay, so the keyframe is that little object there. Now at this point, I want to delete this shape here. So if I haven't already got it selected, I need to choose the selection tool, select it, and then simply hit delete on the keyboard. Now that hasn't deleted it altogether, it's still back on frame 1, but ignore that for the moment. On this frame 20, we want to now draw another shape. Now what I might do is, instead of a shape, I'll choose the brush tool, which is 2 tools down below the shape tool. So click on the brush tool. I probably don't want red, so I might change the fill color to, I don't know, blue. And then I'm going to draw something on the screen. I might put it in like a location like down the bottom right here as well. What can I draw? The word my. I'm going to have a little message saying my name is Tim, and that'll be pretty much it. So I'll start off with the word my. Okay, now that I've drawn my little text, if I click on frame 1, you can see that there's still the polystar shape there, and frame 20 has the word my. Now can we all see that in between those frames, between frame 1 and frame 20, there's a grey area. Now if you click, when I say click, sorry, if you right click in that little area, we get all of these options available to us here. So right click in that little grey area, and you can see shape tween right here. Okay, if I choose shape tween, automatically you see something's happened on the screen. Now, to see what's actually happened, I'll click back on frame 1, and then I'll press enter on the keyboard. Okay, if I keep pressing enter, you can sort of see what's happening here. So it's automatically animating for me. That's pretty cool. Alright, I want to continue this animation, and it'll be the exact same steps that I follow. So if I click on around about the same distance from frame 20, so another 20 frames, so I'll click on around about frame 40, you don't have to get it exact, but about there, and again, something important will happen at this point, and so I'll press the keyframe button, which is F6. Okay, the keyframe appears. Alright, as you can see, exactly the same steps as before. At this point, I want to delete the word my. Now it's already selected, you can sort of see it's already selected, so I'll just hit delete on the keyboard. Obviously if you didn't have it selected, you'd choose the selection tool and then select it, then press delete. Okay, I might now put another word up in, down the bottom left hand corner. So I need to go and grab the brush tool again. Okay, so over here, might even change the color from blue to go yellow. And the word I was going to put over here was name, so my name. Great thing about Flash is it automatically smooths out things as you create them. So as I draw these letters, it automatically sorts it out for me, makes it look a little bit profesh, which is great. There's a word for that, I can't quite remember it. Smoothing, maybe. Okay, so I've drawn the word name. Okay, again, same as last time, I right click in that grey area between frame 20 and frame 40. Okay, I should see shape tween, I do. Create shape tween. And I might click back on frame number 1, hit enter, and watch the entire animation to this point. Alright, so as you can see, a really easy way to create animations. I'll just finish this off a little bit quicker now. So frame 60, F6 for keyframe. I'll delete the word name. I'll draw the next word and I'll put it in some sort of pink. It's a pretty dodgy pink. Let's go with this one. Let's put it up here. My name is, bam, right click, shape tween, done. Okay, a similar distance, so up to about frame 80, F6 for keyframe, delete the word is, draw another word, okay, another color again I suppose, blue, and maybe big letters. That was bad, try again. Terrible. So what you could really do is on some of these frames you could have like an entire picture scene, so a big sun in the background and nice big rolling hills which you've spent, you know, an hour drawing, and that then disintegrates into some other scene where you've got, I don't know, a car racing along a track or something like that. So it doesn't have to be restricted to what I'm doing. Okay, right click, shape tween, and I'll run that from the start, should be all good. Perfect. Actually, back in colors, something that's pretty fun is this color selection here, which is rainbow color. Okay, terrible exclamation marks there. And done, really. The last thing I might do is actually go up to Control and test the movie. Actually, I want to publish this movie. I remember how to do that. Here we go. Perfect. Alright, and that'll just keep running over and over there. Okay, so that's simply using the shape tween in Flash. Pretty easy to do. Thanks for listening.